Hi, everyone. This is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman. I am excited to be with y'all this evening. Apparently, um, let's see. Instagram was giving me a little bit of a problem, so now we're getting all on there. So tonight I'm talking about two different things. We're talking about Capricorn season, which is the season we're in right now. And then as soon as I finish that, we're going to be talking about the numerology for 2022. And I know so many people are excited about 2022 and kind of what this energy is going to bring in, what it's going to bring into us. So this is always a really cool, interesting energy. If you are joining in, make sure if you have any questions, make sure you make a question or a comment, and I will do my best to answer it. So let's see, Capricorn season actually started December 22nd and runs until December or January 19th. And kind of it really, as always, even before I understood my abilities and what they all were, one of the things I really loved is always that this one always comes in at the end of the season. So you've got a lot of endings, and then you've also got a lot of new beginnings that are starting, a lot of new beginnings starting in this area, and kind of like the changing. We are always at the end of December kind of like, okay, this year was good, this year was bad, this year was whatever it is, and now what are we choosing to bring into the next year? And so you've always got that energy in Capricorn, like, what are you going to keep and what are you going to let go of? And so a lot of people may be feeling changes coming in. Hey, Miss Sandra. Hey, Miss Anna. Let's see, changes in your job, your career, your hobbies coming in. There may be some ideas that you're letting go of the past, and this could end up being letting go of ideas, kind of like, oh, this was old thinking, and now I'm going to bring in something new. This could also be bringing in new, letting go of old ideas, old people, things that no longer support you or kind of put you where you want to be. I have found in my life that over the last year, there's been a lot of this where I've kind of like let certain people go and let other energy go because it really wasn't supporting what I wanted to bring in to my life or things that I wanted to kind of amplify. One of the things that a lot of people have in this time frame as well is that they will feel an energy of like, my psychic abilities are coming up, or I feel like I need to get into a class. I feel like I need to learn something new or different. And this is all about kind of your inner kind of like, I want to understand me, a rebellion kind of like inside of you of, what do I want to change in me? What do I want to do differently in me? Not necessarily everybody else, but what do I want to do differently in me? And this is really a time to kind of check inside of like, what am I choosing? What are my issues or problems or kind of successful, kind of like, what do I consider successful for me? And kind of like your own inner one, because so many times we get those triggers from outside of us and going, are we really as successful as we thought we were going to be? Are we this way or are we this? Or would I consider myself a success? And it really only matters what you're thinking, not what everybody else is thinking. It really matters what you're thinking. So we are already kind of like on, like literally we have like a day and a half left basically of 2021. And then we're kind of tangled up in this new rebellious energy of Capricorn moving into 2021. And so this is still going through that same energy of, what do I want to hold on to? What do I want to let go of? And bringing this energy forward. And there are going to be some people that have kind of gone to the crazy side. And I think this is fun. It's kind of like, take a crazy walk with me. You're going to see people that end up coloring their hair a strange color, or at least part of it a strange color. You're going to see people kind of like doing their bucket list. Like, I've always wanted to go to Paris, or I've always wanted to go to Greece. I've always wanted to go to Italy, whatever it is, kind of doing their bucket list for vacations, for time. And it's kind of like, this is the time kind of, and that's really that rebellious energy. Like, I want to make me happy. I want to do something off my bucket list. I want to bring this energy in. At the same time of all of this, we also have a pretty intense connection between Venus and Pluto that will be kind of having us thinking about things of like things we want to let go of, are thriving, how are we thriving in our lives, and kind of that passion of what's really driving our life forward. So Kathy's saying like, been working on letting go for her. And it's one of those, baggage is getting heavy. I think all of us have baggage, and it's not really kind of until like the end of the year that we really kind of like, wow, I'm really don't want to bring this into another year. And so many times people really don't kind of go through their own baggage, because it's kind of like, I'll just bring it into the next relationship. I'll bring it into the next person. I'll bring it into the next person. And a lot of times you come in starting a new relationship with so much baggage from the last relationship, the next one is doomed to fall apart as well, because you've brought so much baggage in from other things. And that really can hurt your experiences. It can be really hard of like, I want to hold on to these things. I literally was talking to a client the other day, and she was like, my last 3 boyfriends have cheated. And I was like, the first one probably cheated because they, what I'm saying? That was more his energy. But it's one of those, you also have this really harsh energy of like, you're expecting the next one to cheat. You're allowing the next one to disappoint you. You're kind of like already like, wow, this is coming up this way. So that's kind of like a really harsh energy, because you're bringing that in and you're always looking for that energy to come into it. And so that can also be overwhelming for the next relationship. And so it's kind of really hard. One of the next things we kind of end up going into, and we actually started it yesterday, Mercury went into retrograde. So right now it's in the pre-shadow. So it's just starting to slow down on its energy. This is kind of also, we have Mercury that's in the sign of Capricorn. And then we have that conjunct to Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So this Capricorn kind of crazy energy gets like amplified for a period of time. And this is kind of interesting. It is going to kind of light a fire under you. And this could be in a couple of different areas, or it could be one area in particular. So this could be career, relationships, family, friends. It's going to light a fire. And it could even light a fire into going into business for yourself, and kind of like, wow, almost like, I didn't really think I was ready for this, but now I'm really ready to go. As you kind of come into this fire energy of kind of like, okay, I want to do all of this, start writing down your goals, kind of between like, really, what do you want to do? And kind of like, where do I want to be? What do I want to accomplish? Where do I want to see myself coming into 2022, or what do I want to see when I'm at the end of 2022, kind of bringing in that energy. So we are complete with that part of it. This is basically just the Capricorn season. So this is just the horoscope that kind of overlays everybody else's energy at this point. I am going to post this on, see, there it goes. It's posting on Facebook and YouTube. I can't necessarily, I haven't figured out how to do it all the way on Instagram while I'm on live. So we are going to do the numerology for 2022. So Iris and Ralph that are on Instagram, what I want you to do is I want you to, we are going to find out what your personal year number is. So what I want you to do is, I want you to get your birthday plus your birth month, and then plus our current year. And that's going to give you your personal year information. So your birth month, your birth day, and add all of those together. So you want to add them whatever it is. If it's 1016, you want to add the 1 plus the 0 plus the 1 plus the 6. Does that make sense? So you're going to add them all the way across, and whatever number you get at the end, if it's anything but a single digit, you're going to keep adding those digits together until you get one number. So, and then the year is actually a 6. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 is a 6. So you're going to add your birth month plus your birth day to the current year, which is basically in a couple of days. And you're going to add all of that energy in together, and it's going to bring you this amazing energy of like what you are personally. So I'm going to go through all 9 numbers. If you do it to one number, you're going to have a number between like 1 and 9 at the end of this. And so this is kind of like kind of the energy from a 6 year a universal year is you're going to be focused on love and harmony and kind of like everything coming together like in this perfect balance. You're going to have to balance kind of like you're giving and you're receiving. And I feel like for a lot of people, this is going to really be in the energy of like balance family and friends, balancing work and career. All of that is going to have to be balanced between everybody, kind of like you're giving and you're receiving. How much time am I putting in something? How much am I getting out of it? Kind of what's the balance in there? You may want to be beautifying or upgrading your home in some way. A lot of people are going to be kind of like making themselves of self-care kind of like priority. It's kind of like maybe someone starts to do their have their nails done, having their hair colored or whatever it is, and you're going to kind of really feel like this growth in your skills. And so that may end up being taking new classes, kind of finding something different, and kind of this really amazing energy of like, I want to be of service to other people. So once you get your number all the way down to 1 digit, it's somewhere between 1 and 9. And so if you are in a personal year 1, it is all about fresh opportunities. Struggles from the past are going to fade away, kind of making way for your new phase in your life. Kind of you were at the beginning of a new 9-year cycle. So this is kind of like a brand new cycle for everybody to come into. This is all about new opportunities popping up. Things that are new to you are going to be kind of like shiny and different. Like, wow, I really want to try this, or I really want to put some energy in there. And then you're also going to be in a position to improve your life and the lives of the people around you. Kind of like, what is your goals? Kind of like, what is your goal for you? And then kind of what is the goal for your family and your friends around you? At this point, you're really going to be at the point of kind of like, there is no way I'm dealing with excuses. It's one of those like, I don't want excuses. I want results. This is the way you are in a 1 year. You are going to, Megan's saying she dreamt of a 6 last night. Yes, this is a 6 year. I know it sounds really interesting. When I first heard it, I was like, what? I don't understand any of this, but let's keep going. So this is kind of for once, this is a time to dream big and invest in the next 9 years to achieve something that you really want. Kind of your willpower and your creativity are going to take over. You're going to see money and success. You will have a lot of energy of where you want to go and keeping your eye on your health and your fitness. A couple of things you're going to have to watch out for is kind of your own self-sabotage. You could kind of have this procrastination, kind of like I'm almost afraid of success, kind of back and forth in that energy of like, I want success, but I'm also afraid. So that's going to kind of go back and forth. Actually, Ralph, you're in an 8 year. If you add those numbers up together correctly, you're in an 8 year. If you have any questions, you can post it on, and sometimes I can add it up really quick for you. So let's go on to a personal year of 2. So this is really about patience and cooperation and working as a team with other people. Kind of like everybody working together. And if someone's not pulling their weight in this, you are going to feel it right away, and you are going to really want to amp this up. It's one of those, like, not everybody's firing at the same time. We need to kind of get everything together. This is kind of really your year about like preparing for things, nurturing your plans of like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Any radical changes may kind of take you off track, but I guarantee you, keep focused. Keep those vision boards in front of you that you started in the 1 year and take it to all the way to the 9 year, and you will get there. Let's see. You may find some unusual sources of income or money coming at you for some different reasons. You may find yourself unhappy with where you're working at, and you may want to like change that, like, hey, I'm ready for something new or different in a 2 year. Focusing on matching interactions and partnering with other people. Like I said, everybody's thinking about that team look. I want this team to go together. Your intuition will be taking a front seat, and kind of really listen to people's words. I think it's really interesting. So many times, if you really listen to someone's words, they tell you so much information, but you have to really, really, really listen to their words. And that's going to be an intuitive thing that we're going to kind of really check into a 2 year. Invest time in learning, teaching something new, moving into the next year of preparedness. One of the things for twos to be watched out for is an overactive imagination, procrastination, and then I would also say almost like playing the victim. It's like, well, I can't do this, and there's always an excuse, that sort of thing. So make sure that you're allowing that energy not to stay, and kind of like, okay, I'm ready for you to go. Let's move into a 3-year. Personal 3-year is all about creativity and optimism. It is an ideal time to really explore your creative parts. Kind of like, is that singing, acting, writing, artwork, kind of being creative. What do you want to create in your life? What do you want to create in your world? And you're going to see opportunities almost just like, boom, here they are. Opportunities are just like flying at you, because you're really open. That optimism is going to really open up, to bringing in some really great creative ideas, some different energy in there, and kind of really being positive. And you may even find yourself doing things that are kind of out of your comfort zone. Kind of, I normally wouldn't do this, but I feel like I should give you my business card, or I should talk to you about business, or whatever it is. Like, you're going to really just like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I'm actually saying these words and they're coming out of my mouth. This is a time to really spotlight going to parties or reunions, networking with other people. This is a really good year to kind of rein in your spending habits. Let's see. Watch out for being overcommitted. And make sure that you're kind of putting each person in your life in a great category. So many times you're going to kind of put someone in a friend zone, but they really should be an acquaintance zone. And then define that for you. If someone's an acquaintance, what does that look like? What do you do for that person, or what do you not do for that person? If they're in the friend zone, this is what you're going to have. If they're in the best friend zone, you're going to do a little bit differently. So it's kind of like really opening up to that energy of, what am I willing to do for each person in my life? Focus on what works for you, and the world will work better for you. If you really focus on what works for you, everything else is going to fall into place. For a 3-year, a couple of things to watch out: superficial friends, or friends that you put in the wrong category. Being really indecisive, or being like, you make an instant decision and then you kind of like stop. You kind of like make that decision, then just like stop, or I don't know where I want to go. That will really put you in a bad place for getting successful or what you want to accomplish in your life. Let's go to a 4-year. A 4-year is all about planning and discipline. This is a time to kind of reevaluate your financial goals, building your foundation for the future. Kind of like, are you willing to work hard? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you willing to move forward? And not just allowing other people to push your energy forward. What are you wanting? Where do you want to go? This is a really time that is going to test your patience and kind of make sure that you're on your road of where you need to be. Kind of stay steadfast and persistent on where you want to go. A lot of times people will be quick to kind of go back to like, I want to go back to where it's secure. I'm saying like my income wasn't what it was supposed to be this week. So I want to go back. And a lot of people seeking that, like, I'm not sure if I want to go forward or head. And so that's something to really be aware of in all of this, is like, where do I want to go? Am I doing the right thing? Because everybody's going to have that dip. You just have to keep going. It's like a pothole in life. Everybody's going to hit one, and so just hit it and keep going. Don't stop. Getting very productive and kind of rolling up your sleeves, willing to do what it takes to keep moving forward. Your hard work will bear fruits. It's just not going to bear fruit at the same time. It's like not all your trees are going to bloom at the same time and produce fruit. Some are going to produce some early and some are going to produce some late. But being aware of what you're doing is going to really help. Relationships may require some care and communication, and that may turn into some really joyful areas. So for a 4-year, things to be watching out for, kind of unresolved issues, and this could be with friends or family. And usually bottling up your feelings or not feeling like you have a chance to kind of really voice them out is really interesting. And then make sure that you're really careful with friends that you put into the wrong category. Make sure you're kind of like, let me test this friendship again. Do I need to put them in the friend zone, or do they need to be in the acquaintance zone, or do they need to be in the best friend zone? Everybody has a different zone, and what does that zone mean for you? Okay, we are going to move on to a 5-year. Your personal year number 5 is all about change and freedom. This is about adventures, breakthroughs, unexpected opportunities, kind of just like falling in your lap. This could be a love of life. It could also mean that you're falling either back in love with the person you're in a relationship with, but it could also be finding a new love. And it doesn't necessarily mean a new husband or wife or whatever it is. It could be just falling in love with a new soul person. It could be a new friendship coming in and kind of amping up that energy for you. This is really important for a lot of people to do this. Let's see. My sinuses. Okay, so you will experience almost like this drive to have freedom. Your intuition is going to be willing to make decisions for you, and you're going to have to move forward with like confidence. Like, my inner knowing is telling me exactly where I need to be and exactly where I need to go. So bringing this energy forward. There may be some new old relationships that kind of come into a new relationship. So someone that you've been friends with for a long time is now becoming a best friend. But that could also be someone who's a best friend kind of moving into an acquaintance zone. Like, okay, we're kind of moving apart as friends and we're moving away from this. So this kind of makes it a little bit more interesting, kind of like where are these friendships moving into. Embrace change. 5-year is all about change. Where are we going? Where are we moving to? Make sure that all of your changes feel good within your intuition. Make sure that you're not scattering your energies too far too fast. If you make mistakes, learn from them, adapt, prioritize what you've learned, and then just keep going. And it's a life lesson. It's not like, oh my gosh, I broke it and now I can't do anything else. It's one of those keep moving forward. If you want to grow your business, this time of year is 5-year is a really great time to really advertise. Is going to like really just amp you up and kind of making some like new changes, travel plans, and kind of advertising your business everywhere you go. It's going to get there. Just wait. For 5 years, some things to watch out for: scattering your energy too quickly, arguments. Kind of lack of financial strain. So you kind of just become an impulse buyer and you buy all kinds of crazy stuff. You could have a lack of focus. And kind of, you want to make sure that you're like focused on your victory. What is victory for you? Not what's victory for everybody else. What's victory for you is going to be really important in a 5-year. Okay. Now we're going to a personal year 6. 6. Personal year 6 is all about relationships and responsibilities. Expect your life to be at a slower pace than it was in a 5-year. It's kind of get reacquainted with yourself, kind of go inward. This is a really good time to kind of amp up meditations and inner work for yourself. Make sure you're really doing what you responsibly have to take care of, your obligations. And part of that is your career, your progress forward, kind of like where are you moving through. Evaluate your relationships, again, starting with the ones that you have with yourself. Are you holding the boundaries that you've set for yourself? Are other people holding the boundaries that you've set for them? Maintaining a balance and a give and receive, making that whatever bills that you make, you're actually paying and taking care of. That's going to be really coming up big time in a 6-year. Getting ready for a lot of new people to come into your life and a lot of major milestones to just kind of pass by in a 6-year. Making your home as peaceful a sanctuary as possible that reflects your highest vibration. And it's one of those, you want someone to come in and just feel like, I feel restful. I feel peaceful. I feel comfortable. You don't want someone to come in and go, the energy is really bad here, or I want to get out of this place. Make sure that this is all coming into your highest vibration. Really in, a couple of things to watch out for as in a 6-year is resetting your boundaries, trusting people too easily, kind of meddling in affairs that are not really important to you. But also watch out for overspending. It's something that kind of those impulse buys is really something important for most people that they kind of really struggle with in a 6-year. Let's go into a 7-year. This is all about spiritual development year. This is kind of moving away from old patterns, old attitudes, old boundaries, holding up a new perspective or a new awareness of your journey and what you want to bring into your life. This is a year that a lot of people, if they haven't been meditating, will start to meditate. If you haven't been kind of working on your own inner work or kind of that sort of thing, you may be working with a healer. You may be working with kind of like your spiritual healing, but you also may be seeking people kind of like me, like I want to learn about my own abilities. I want to learn how to amplify all of this. 7 years are all about kind of putting yourself to the test. And you're going to find your boundaries tested most often. So make sure you know where you stand on your boundaries, because if you don't know, you can't explain it to someone else. You may find yourself caught between the demands of your life and your demands of your spiritual side. So you're going to have to find that balance, and how you're going to do that is with your boundaries. You will literally just attract money and recognition to yourself. So it's going to be something that kind of comes in with ease and comfort. You're really not going to have to work on it. Progress is slow, but make sure that you keep pushing and specializing to get yourself closer to your goals. Kind of really keep pushing towards your goal. This is a great time to invest in yourself and make sure that you are kind of putting yourself center stage, like you're really working on you, taking classes, reading books, kind of taking care of your inner work. This a lot of times people, like I said, when people start meditation, kind of trying to understand their own spiritual gifts and abilities and kind of finding out how to work with all of them. In a 7-year, a couple of things to watch out for: being too attached or too resistant for everything that's out there, a need for instant gratification, excessive worry. Anytime that you are worrying excessively, it's one of those, you're actually repelling what you want to draw into you. Being obsessed with money that can take you off your cycle or where you really want to be. We're going to go into a 8-year. Recognition and reward. After kind of like a 7-year of being kind of sluggish and not really feeling like you're moving too fast. This 8 year is going to bring you into fruits of your labor, kind of like everything coming together at the same time. But remember, everything's not going to flourish the first month. It's going to come in with time. Um, Demands on your structure and your organization are going to be imperative that you keep your them defined in their correct areas, and this is also your boundary area as well. Um, Focus on restoring your balance and justice in issues in relationships. So make sure you're finding that justification of why you have this person in your life, why you're moving forward with this person in your life. New experiences will pull you out of your comfort zone. Trust that you are ready to take charge. Your vibration is most powerful to just draw everything into you. Allowing your inner voice to guide and help you grow in your income and into tapping into your own personal power or your personal abilities. Pay attention to your health. If anything comes up, make sure that you're kind of working with that. A couple of things to watch out in an 8 year. You may have excessive ego or arrogance coming up. You may have a misuse of your power that can affect how you see success. 9 year is all about beginnings and endings because a 9 year is the very end of the cycle, and then you're going to start the following year, you're going to start the beginning of your cycle. And this year, your 9 year is all about tying up the loose ends, clearing up the debris, clearing up the past, kind of clearing out your closets. What else are you ready to get rid of? What else doesn't work for you? What else isn't reflecting where you want to go in your life? In this case, it could end up being ending of relationships, jobs, projects. Trust the process. The universe is preparing you to walk down a new path. Things will work out eventually, but make sure you're not like so strict on this path that you're not looking anywhere else. Let's see. I think Key's asking, is this a general? This is about the numerology for 2022. So you need to figure out what year you are in, and that is you add your birth month to your birthday, adding those together until you get to one single number, and then add in the number 6, which is the number for year 2022. So you add those all together, and that gives you a 6. So it's kind of telling you where you are in a 2022 year. Let's see. Okay. In a 9 year, you are in a very decisive phase of love and relationships, kind of really wanting to advance ahead in kind of like where you want to go. Anything that gets in your way, you're ready to kind of move out. It's kind of like I'm almost to the finish line. I can almost see it. So anything that gets in my way, I'm going to move it out. This is a great time to donate things that no longer work for you, detoxify your house and yourself, getting rid of anything that doesn't work for you, declutter, get rid of anything that doesn't work for you, disassociate yourself with people that don't fit in your life anymore or are holding your energy back. Anything that doesn't work, this is the year to get rid of it in a 9 year. Money comes to you very mysteriously. So all of a sudden you'll just start getting money from different sources and kind of like, wasn't expecting this. Be kind to yourself and see life as a journey. Travel, your travel kind of really be insightful into like learning and growing and kind of not just like, I want to go sit on a beach, but I want to go somewhere. I want to learn something about what about me. A couple of things that you really are going to be determined about is kind of like manifesting wisely to kind of make you to the next level. What to watch out for in a 9 year, being prideful, being impulsive, obsessive about money, being unforgiving. Make sure that you are holding on to your promises for what you desire in your life for this year, and make sure that you raise your energy and calibrate your life and work in a new and revised blueprint of what you want. And I will tell you, I've always vote everybody's victory in all of this. Let's pull a couple of cards, and I'm going to pull one for each of the numbers. So this is for a personal year of a 1. So personal year 1, the card I get is answered prayer. This is what you've been asking for, is like a new slate, a new start in life. So personal year 1, your card is answered prayers. For a 2-year, the card I get is trust the process. Trust that you're on the right path. Trust that you're going to do this well. 3-year is all about children. And it's kind of seeing things through that childlike activities, having fun with what's going on around you. Don't hold on to anything that isn't working. A child wouldn't. A child's not going to hold on to a toy that's not working unless they really love it. And most of the time, then they let it go pretty quickly. So a 4-year is all about surrender and releasing things. Things that no longer work for you, make sure you're letting them go in a 4-year. Let's see. For a 5-year, this is all about friendships, putting your friends in different categories. Make sure that you are trusting what friends are coming around, and make sure you have them in the right category. Do they belong in the acquaintance zone, the friend zone, the best friend zone, or not in your zone at all? Number 6 is all about blessings. Seeing blessings not only coming to you, but coming to others as well is going to amplify the blessings for you. Let's see, a 7-year right off the bottom is all about setting your intentions. What are your intentions and what you want to bring into you? When you set your intentions, you're actually setting your focus to what you really want to bring into you. So setting that is really, really important for you. An 8-year. 8-year is all about your divine guidance. This is all about kind of finding your own abilities, kind of figuring out what you are not, how can you work through the energy, and really kind of figuring out what your psychic abilities are and how to work with them more easily. A 9-year. Got a couple of them popping here for me. A 9-year is all about meditation. Going within to find out what you require keeping and letting go of is really, really important right now. So make sure that you're amplifying your meditation, so you're really amping up things that you want to keep in your life. And if things don't work, make sure you're letting them go. But the best way to do that is kind of go into yourself and find your own meditation in all of this. That was a lot. 2022 has some amazing energy coming at us, but we have to be ready to attach to that energy. If you are requiring a private reading, make sure that you do that and ask me. I do have a couple of classes that are coming up. I've got a Psychic 101 is kind of like the introductory, the ABCs of your psychic abilities. This one will start January 2nd, and the class is completely online. I have a Psychic 202. If you've already done a 101 with me, 202 is I have an online and an in the office one. And that will start sometime in February. We have picked the dates. I think one of them starts on the 13th and one's the 15th of February. So that's a really good time frame. I also do have one class coming up, and it's called Upgrade Your Words. This is all about learning how to speak your affirmations, kind of like the law of attraction. If you haven't gotten any good stuff with the law of attraction, it's probably because your words are low energy, or you're stealing someone else's words and they're too high a vibration for where you are in your life. If you want to contact me, you can go through my website at www.ruththeresa.com, or you can email me at ruth@ruththeresa.com. I thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. I apologize for running over a little bit, but sometimes it's just so much fun to talk to you guys. Y'all have a great night, and we will be talking again soon.